Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Hgp Sport. For today, I'm Samuel Gillis. Thanks for joining us. The Guyana Football Federation is urging corporate Guyana and the general public to have a say in an important policy presently being crafted. Jaden Samuels tells us more.
The Guyana Football Federation is inviting all stakeholders and the public to provide feedback on the draft prevention of sexual harassment policy, which, once finalized and approved, will become part of the standing operating procedure of the Guyana Football Federation. The draft policy seeks to ensure a harassment-free environment where all persons involved in football are treated with respect and dignity, and that all athletes, coaches, and officials can contribute and participate fully. Wayne Ford, GFF's president, said accountability is key, and so is the public's participation in this activity. The GFF firmly believes that fans, civic society, corporate Guyana, and the general public are important stakeholders. It is therefore necessary to give them an opportunity to contribute to the crafting of a policy that sets out to protect, educate, and hold accountable members of the fraternity, Ford reiterated. The draft policy can be found on the GFF's website at www.gffonline.com. Deadline for submission is Friday, August 17. Jadon Samuels, Hgp Sport.
Jubilee Park Tarmac is the new venue for the Guinness Greatness of the Street National Championship. Here is that story. In an effort to make the tournament more accessible to spectators, the Guinness Greatness of the Streets National Championship will now be staged at the Jubilee Park Tarmac. This was disclosed by Lee Baptiste, Guinness's brand manager. Baptiste stated that the venue which would make its maiden appearance was selected due to its playing surface, size, and overall accessibility to the general public. He affirms, "We anticipate a large crowd for the finals, and the venue has readily available parking and is accessible to various environs. It is very centralized, and public transportation utilize routes that are accessible to its location. So it's an overall good choice for staging of the national championship. The surface is also ideal for the players." The national championship will be staged on August the 9th and 10th, respectively. It will be contested in a knockout format. Meanwhile, the quarterfinal and semifinal rounds of the Georgetown Championship will commence on Friday, August the 2nd at the National Cultural Center Tarmac. The initial date of the July 26th for the quarterfinal and semifinal was rescheduled after persistent rainfall rendered the playing area unfit for players and spectators. For Hgp Sport, I am Samuel Gillis. Sports facilities upgrade at Bartica is moving apace as expected to be completed by September. Mayor of Bartica, Jefford Marshall, told our sports team the council has received part 2 of their subvention, and this should put the icing on the cake. Here again is Jaden Samuels.
With sports at the forefront of the rapidly developing town, millions of dollars were invested and more will be spent in getting the facilities action ready. Several major projects, including a double-sided pavilion and the upgrading of the community center ground, are almost complete. Mayor Marshall has attached a September completion date to these projects.
Yeah, the double-sided pavilion in Bartica is 98% completed. We just have some works now to get done at the perimeters of the base to be exact. The facility generally, the Bartica Community Center, we would have started some works there since last year. We would have had a lot of challenges with the ground. But I must say that that facility too is about 90% completed. That's a playground. And we can look forward to sometime maybe in September, the surface being 100% completed. We have some low areas to be filled, and also we have some concrete drains that we had some challenges with. So in the next couple of weeks, Council, having gotten their second part of their subvention, will speed ahead with the completion of that facility. Now, this facility, of course, is critical to the development of our youths in sports, and also critical to the development of the community and region at large. So again, we want to thank the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports We want to thank the government of Guyana, and also we want to thank the residents of Bartica, all those who would have played a part in making this facility one of the best that we will have within the region.
Just this year, the community would have managed to put sports back on its wheels, and this August will be hosting the country's first international cycling meet. After being inactive for several years, the ground makes way for the return of cricket in a football-dominated community.
As it is right now, we have cricket being played on it after many, many years, and for this we're very grateful. I know the footballers are very much anxious, and they will be the last to be allocated their spot there, but that should be come true by the end of August, early September.
This initiative will be making way for youths from surrounding communities to be more involved in sports. Jadon Samuels, Hgp Sport.
Kentley Primary triumphs at girls win ball cricket title in the Monroe organized all-touring sport promotions. The details in this report.
Kentley Primary beat rivals Sapphire Primary to win their first major title as the curtains came down in the A. Monroe organized all sports and tour promotions in the National Sports Commission's 22nd annual end of school year win ball cricket champions trophy. In what was a keenly contested game which was played with a ping ball, Sapphire was sent in to bat first and scored 63 for 2. Kentley's turn in the middle did not disappoint the screaming parents and players in and around the stands, which included the head teacher, as they reached their target of 64 without loss, with 5 balls remaining. The winning run came off of a wide. Kentley also won the Best Uniform Team Award. Organizer A. Monroe is grateful to the parents of the students from the various schools who ensured their children came out and competed in the program, and the staff of the National Gymnasium, including His Worship, the Mayor of Bartica, Jefford Marshall. For Hgp Sport, I am Samuel Gillis.
And finally in sports this evening, the Port Morant Turf Club is the place to be on Emancipation Day, with over $5 million to be taken away. Over 50 horses have confirmed participation in a meet put together by the Ryan Memorial Turf Club and the PMTF. Speaking with Hgp Sport, Campton Sanko says the meet is also hand in hand with Guyana's Emancipation Day celebrations. And that's all we have for this edition of the Hgp Sportcast. But do remember, success is not an happening, it is a result. There is nothing mysterious about progressing. It is doing instead of doubting and working instead of wishing.